what's up? It's your Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back at one of my favorite filming spot locations because guess what? We have that one performance sedan from Audi that's gonna melt your brain. It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2025 Audi RS7 Performance. But before we get into this all-wheel drive, twin turbocharged performance sedan, let's talk about what's going on here. So Audi, they have been doing the business for decades when it comes to German luxury performance. A lot of people know about the R8, the TT, of course, any of their other models of vehicles, whether it be a sedan or an SUV. But one thing is certain, when you see the RS badge attached to an Audi, you better watch out because that's going to be the top level of performance. Now this RS7 is a direct competitor to the BMW M5 and the Cadillac CT5-V Blackwing. But what I want to find out is, and we're going to focus on that Blackwing specific, do you go with this Audi if you're looking for that performance sedan, or do you go with the Blackwing? Let's go ahead, let's dive into our RS7 and find out. Right off the bat, I love this color. It's called Ascari Blue. And if you know anything about Grand Prix racing in the 1950s, you would know that Alberto Ascari, which the color is named for, was a multiple champion and race winner during those Grand Prix days. He even has a corner named after himself at the track in Italy, Monza. It's the Ascari chicane. But looking at this Ascari Blue, love the metallic flake to it. Up front, you do have the black optics package, so everything is blacked out. Love the way they're doing their daytime running lamp, very unique design, all special lighting. And then as we work our way down the lower corner, we have those gloss black corner air intakes. Look at the way you can see the heat exchangers to flow all that cool air. And you even have a corner air curtain as well. I like the direction that Audi has taken their vehicles by making the vents functional again. There was a period of time where some of the vents, even on the mighty Audi R8, they weren't functional. This is the real deal Holyfield functional venting. But let me know what you think about that Dorito kind of triangle style to the design. Now, as we come across that iconic open mouth grille, we have the black optics package, blacks out the Audi, the Auto Union badge. You have a forward-facing camera. There's that other badge you better fear, RS7. What does RS stand for? It stands for Rennsport, racing sport. And when you see that badge, you know you're gonna get the utmost level of performance and perfection taken from all the racing that they've done, even going back to the 1930s, if you could believe that. Love the way you have that full functionality, even on the lower portion with the lower lip, a little bit of gloss black with the Ascari Blue. Looks absolutely phenomenal. But let me know what you think about the face of this RS7 compared to the new refresh of the CT5-V Blackwing. I think I'm going Cadillac. That's just me. As we rise up, you have a nice slight bulge that then evaporates as you get towards the windshield. And the Audi has that unique, clean, crisp lines that German styling is all about. Now, as we swing it around these flared fenders, I mean, this thing is wide because of what is underneath the fenders. Check it out. We have the optional 22-inch forged aluminum wheels. Thin spoke with that Y-shaped design all the way around. Machined aluminum with the metallic black. Look at the freaking, I gotta laugh. The size of that caliper is ridiculous. So you have these Brembo calipers that are as big as Michael Jordan's shoes. The real Michael Jordan. Not Michael B. Jordan, the actor. I'm talking about Michael Jordan, the basketball icon. And I don't know what you think, but I think Michael Jordan has done more for basketball than LeBron James has or ever will. That's just me. Let me know what you think about that in the comment section. But of course, 22-inch wheel wrapped with these ultra rubber band thin tires. So what do we got for a size here? You got 285 on the width, 30 series sidewall. Those rotors are 16.7 inches in diameter. Out back, they're about 14 inches in diameter. We have the adaptive suspension, that Audi special dynamic adaptive suspension, and this car actually does sit about a half an inch lower than your standard Audi 7 Series. So something to think about with just the way the thing just sits here, and we're not even moving. Wait until we go on throttle through the twisty bits. Of course, we also have the legendary Quattro all-wheel drive system that Audi is so known for. Rear-wheel drive based and also power going to the front wheels. Let's continue down the side. You're going to have gloss black on the mirror caps, your LED turn signals. Up top, I'm going to have to zonk it. You have a little bit of an oversized sunroof. I wouldn't necessarily call it a panoramic sunroof. The reason why I'm zonking it is that they paint the front part of the roof black, but not the back part. Let's make this all black. Let me know in the comment sections what you think about that. I'm zonking it. It should be all black. Now, one of the things that's unique about the RS7 is that you have frameless windows. So when you open up the door, the frame does not follow around the top. You got gloss black along the bottom, gloss black up top, color matched on the door handles, and then look at that very aggressive side skirt that's just slants down. It's all functional aero. As we come towards the rear, like I was telling you, look at the rotors out back, and then 22-inch wheels, all four corners, cross-drilled, of course, fully ventilated, 285 on the width. Absolutely just insane. And these are the new Continental Sport Contact 7 tires. So this is a pretty aggressive tire, and we're going to see how grippy they are in just a few minutes. Now, as we swing it around back, I love that body line. Look at the way it comes off the passenger door at the rear, flows into the rear quarter panel. This is a sportback design, so you have that sleek, sexy style that comes off the roof into the rear glass. We have an active rear spoiler. This section will rise at speed. And then just like up front, they do such a good job on their lighting. I love it. The blacked out Audi badge, you have your RS7 badge, and then dropping it down to ground level, not only does this have the black optics package, it also has the RS appearance package, and check out the RS Sport exhaust. Oval opening slash cut, gloss black on each side, and a crazy lower diffuser. I'm getting choked up. The one zonk I have is all this fake vent. Like, why is that even there? Just keep it smooth. Keep it smooth. But boy, oh boy, I do love the rear end on this thing. Let's go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk about horsepower of this Audi. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You have two hood struts that hold the hood open. They really shoehorn this engine in here. First of all, small engine cover, tasteful with the RS badge, the Audi badge. Underneath there is going to be those twin turbos attached to a V8. So instead of being supercharged V8 like the Cadillac Blackwing, the CT5-V Blackwing, this uses a 4-liter twin turbo V8. What are we looking at performance-wise? You're looking at 620 horsepower, 627 pound-feet of torque. Because this is the performance spec, that's where we get the 620 horsepower, up from 591 horsepower from the previous model year. It's bolted to an 8-speed automatic transmission, Quattro all-wheel drive, 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds, quarter mile in 11.2 seconds at 123 miles per hour. Top speed is governed to 155 miles per hour. MPGs, 14 in the city, 21 on the highway, and the car weighs right around 4,947 pounds. So quite different to the Blackwing. Remember, the Cadillac Blackwing has that 6.2-liter supercharged LT4 that you can get still a 6-speed manual or a 10-speed automatic. It produces 668 horsepower. But here's the big kicker. It's only rear-wheel drive. So you better know what you're doing. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up this V8. We got the RS Sport exhaust, and hear what kind of sound it makes. All right, guys, we are inside this Ascari Blue 2025 Audi RS7 Performance. Now, the interesting thing is there's only one way to option it, RS7 Performance. They keep it simple. The things that you're going to choose, whether you want or not, are the packages. Like this has the black optics package. It's got the RS appearance package. It's got this blue appearance package on the interior. I can't wait to show you. And I know you're probably saying to yourself right now, you're like, Joe, I work at this law firm. They will not make me a partner, but I want to get myself, I want to spoil myself anyways. I want to get myself a performance sedan. I've been thinking CT5-V Blackwing, but I'm liking this Audi RS7 Performance. How much is it? Well, very good question. And you're right, you need to spoil yourself. This has an MSRP of $153,000. Let's see how it stacks up to the Caddy. To the door panels. I love the blue appearance package. You have black leather all around, and then you'll notice that carbon fiber weave of blue and black, ambient lighting, silver trim, and the Alcantara throughout the midsection, armrest with the blue stitching that pops nicely. Door pocket is large enough for 3 bratwursts, and then you'll notice the Bang & Olufsen 19-speaker sound system, over 1,800 watts of power. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, love more of that blue style with the black. What I don't love, and I have to zonk, is the amount of gloss black here. Too much gloss black, but I do like the way it says Quattro, and you do have ambient lighting. Now, down below, we got the banana hammock. You can put your banana in there so you don't have to stuff it in your pants. And then sliding on in, you have the dual screen usual setup. 10.1 inches up top, 8 inches down below, all touchscreen. You can bring up the beautiful maps. I could show you all the different apps. The most important one is vehicles. So we hit that. And then now you could go into your different modes in your Audi Drive Select. We're gonna leave it in RS2, especially when we go for our on-throttle spin. And what also is cool is you could pull up the RS monitor. This is like a race car where you could actually see what the temperature is based off the color. Right now we're in the green, that's good. You don't wanna go red, that's bad. And then you have all the other usual apps and icons that you're familiar with. Let me throw it in reverse. Backup camera. It needs to be a little bit more clear. It's very cloudy, but you do have trajectory and the 360. Dropping back down, 8-inch full touchscreen for your AC controls. You have your dual climate, 3 stages of ventilated seats, 3 stages of heated seats, of course a heated steering wheel. There's our Audi Drive Select buttons that you could utilize if you want to. Your start-stop button, a real volume knob. This shifter is going to control your 8-speed automatic, and it's covered in Alcantara. There's the blue stitching. This is a zonk. The dual cup holders exposed. I wish there was a nice cover here. You're going to want to take this out because you're going to want to run a radar detector in this vehicle. This is the only other gloss black, but I do like the way they have the ambient lighting that runs all along the silver trim. More Alcantara, more blue stitching. Open it up. Oh, there's my radar detector. I told you you want to get one, and I'm not just saying that because I use one. USB-Cs, 2 of them, dose. And then the leather seats. Look at this. The blue embroidery with the RS badge, all the blue stitching, nice bolstering, full electric assist for the passenger, full electric assist for the driver, and like I said, there's like an oversized sunroof. I wouldn't necessarily call it a panoramic sunroof, but I'm glad that we have a black headliner. To be honest with you, for 153 G's, this should be Alcantara. Let's be honest. But why don't you get your butt over here? I got a steering wheel, not with your name on it, but with the Audi badge I want to show you. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have 2 memory seat settings if you're brave enough to let somebody borrow your RS7. Love the aluminum sill plate with the ambient lighting and the RS7 badge. And then look at this pedal box right out of an Audi race car. Large aluminum dead pedal, super size aluminum brake pedal, and throttle. Easy to get to the seat controls. I'm 6 feet tall. There's plenty of room in here. Plenty of room, and these seats are spectacular. Audi does some of the best seats in the business. Steering wheel, Alcantara wrap with the blue stitching. You got your easy control thumb setup here. Stitching on the horn button with the Audi logo. And then, of course, also the RS badge. You do have a power tilting and telescoping steering wheel. Paddles are small and they're plastic. On the Blackwing, if you get the automatic, they're metal and they're larger. So that is a zonk, but I love the dash. I love the virtual cockpit. And watch when you go into the different modes. This is where it gets really, really good. So you can see how by going into different modes, it actually changes up the whole dynamics of the dash. And look at the way it changes color. Absolutely phenomenal. And there's a head-up display with a tachometer in it. But why don't we go ahead, let's get into that back seat, because I'm dying to go on throttle in this RS7. All right, guys, backseat time. This is another area where the Audi kills the Cadillac. Cadillac is usable, but this just, and it's crazy because even with the sexy sloping sportback roof design, you still have plenty of room in here. Love the way you have your AC vents built into the frame. Everybody gets blue seat belts. That's worth an extra 5 horsepower. I gotta zonk the cargo net. You put a couple Ginsu knives in here, it's gonna rip right through that. But I love the command center, dual climate control, heated seats, but no ventilated seats. That's a zonk. But you have your USB-Cs and a 12 volt. And like I said, I'm 6 feet tall. Seats feel phenomenal. We'll pull this bad boy down. Soft. Open it up. You could dump your Skittles in here. And then, of course, you have your cup holders. Nicely German engineered. But look at the way they did the blue stitching everywhere. And like I said, Oprah Winfrey style, everybody gets a blue seatbelt. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the cargo area, because I want to go on throttle. All right, guys, now it's time to open up the trunk. So let's be honest. The Cadillac Blackwing, the CT5-V Blackwing, definitely wins over this Audi RS7 when it comes to top speed. It's got a top speed over 200 miles an hour. But where this, for sure, lays the smackdown on the Cadillac is when it comes to the trunk space. We hit the button, nice electric assist. It is that sportback design, so it's gonna give you over 20 cubic feet of space. If you want the actual number, it's 25 cubic feet of space. You fold down the rear seat, that's gonna give you almost 60 cubic feet of space. You do have the Nürburgring Nordschleife. This is the official Twinkie box holder. And then underneath, let's see what we have. You get a can of flat fix and an electric air compressor. And that's the subwoofer for the sound system, that Bang & Olufsen sound system. But you know what? I don't care about music right now. What I want to do is I want to go on throttle and hear the music out of that RS Sport exhaust. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's hit the twisty bits in our 2025 RS7. All right, guys, we are inside this 2025 Audi RS7 Performance. Over 600 freaking horsepower. God, that Quattro all-wheel drive system. Of course, I have the drive select mode perfectly set for RS2. I took the shift lever, pushed it over to the passenger side so that I could use the paddles behind the steering wheel. But we're gonna see if this car has what it takes to really be as fun to drive as a Cadillac Blackwing. But if you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go, yeah! On the brakes. Woo! Woo! Love the sound of that V8 underneath the hood. Revs all the way to 7,000 RPM, baby. Woo-hoo-hoo. Look at how she changes direction. Left, right. God. Woo! Nice. So let's talk about what's going on here. First of all, you are wrapped in such a stylish exterior. And then the interior, especially with the blue accents in here, absolutely phenomenal. Audi does some of the best interiors in the business. That large virtual cockpit, I love it when you go into RS2 mode, you got the large tack, but then also in the head-up display, you have your tack, you have temperature readout, and it also tells you what gear you're in, which is nice. I just wish the paddles were a little bit larger, like I pointed out earlier, and I wish they were made out of metal rather than plastic. I mean, this is an Audi RS7. Seats are superb. They hold you into place, and that's actually pretty amazing because the bottom bolstering is not super duper duper intense. But up top, it holds you in nicely. They're comfortable. Visibility out the back, you would think in the in that Sportback style it would be a tight view. Not at all. And looking out over the hood, it's incredible. But at the end of the day, with the Blackwing, the CT5-V Blackwing, I do love the manual. I mean, let's just be honest. But with that being said, I love how playful this car is, and I love how good the Quattro all-wheel drive system is. Gets the power to the ground so effectively, and as you saw, it changes direction very, very quickly. I love how easy it is to launch this thing with that amazing launch control, and it's real simple. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the throttle. You ready? On throttle, here we go, yeah! It's a neck snapper. Yeah. On those brakes, look at this. Oh my God almighty. Yeah! Fast downshifts, fast upshifts. God, man, this thing is a mega beast. Mega beast. I love the way the tack changes color. You got shift lights like a Formula One car in the head-up display. It really blends luxury with performance. And I would take this over a BMW M5 any day of the century. Any day of the century. It's just this thing handles so well and you feel so hunkered down, it's totally hooked up. And the way the front of the car communicates with the back of the car and communicates with you, it's the chef's kiss, man. Audi knows what the hell they're doing. That's for sure. All right, guys, one more time for you. Definitely one more time for me. Are you ready? On throttle! Yeah. Here we go. Turning crisp. Let's see how she does on a decreasing radius corner here. Oh, nice. Here it comes. Here, yeah. Woo-hoo! You're just able to attack the corners with such precision. It's incredible what they're able to do with this car. And it's not just the twin turbo V8, it's the suspension, it's the brakes, it's the tires, it's the whole combination of everything together. It works fantastic. And then on top of that, like I said, you're wrapped in all this luxury. Easy to get to the infotainment system, the AC controls, everything is well laid out in here. And then you got room for passengers in the back to really share the on-throttle experience with. But I'm hoping that this really checked off all the boxes for you. When it comes to this Audi RS7, we're gonna get back to where it all started and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, been another amazing day in so many ways with this Audi RS7 Performance. Definitely got to thank everybody at Audi for allowing us to have access to this press-free vehicle. Let me know what you think. Are you going with this Ascari Blue RS7 Performance, or are you going to take your money and go to Detroit and get yourself a Cadillac CT5-V Blackwing and maybe be just like me and do it the way I would do it and get a manual? Let me know in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Reds family. Gotta thank Guns McGee, that's his new name, behind the camera. His arms get bigger and bigger. We actually had to cut the sleeves off of his arm because it was just restricting his camera usage because he couldn't get his arms moving in the right direction because he's just so big. So thank you, Steven, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.